Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about how to do a free background check in Indiana. To get started, go to indianapublicrecords.org. I'll leave a link in the description. You can click on that or just type it into your browser. On the home page, you will find multiple public resources available to you that you can use for free. Now, there are many types of background checks out there, and I don't know exactly what you're focusing on, but I will give you some general ideas, some general databases that you can use that any person in the public could use to do everyday types of background checks. So first example would be, let's say you let's say you want to do a big remodeling job, and you are about to put up quite a bit of money, and you're hiring a contractor. So you want to maybe look up his license. So you have an opportunity to look at a database where you can come in and based on the profession, so it could be anybody, contractor, whatever it may be, but just as an example, I'm going to stick to contractors. And you could verify, make sure everything is legit, make sure everything's paid up, see how long he's had the license for, things like that. Some of these things can help you make a better decision. Then you could potentially look up a business name. So you could come in, open up the business search. You could search by business, by name, by the name of the home or the business owner, or just by the business name. Make sure, again, everything is legit, everything is paid up. How long have they had it for? Were there any interruptions? Are there any issues? Things like that. Another thing that you could do is you could use the court record system to research if there are any civil lawsuits, and particularly financial, maybe lawsuits related to the job. So you could look up the individual that owns the business, and you can actually look up the business itself, because a lot of times the business itself might be in a lawsuit. And so you can look it up and see, like, has this person had a lot of issues? Maybe people are suing him. So a lot of these things can help you make a decision if you want to hand over lots of money and have this individual do the work for you. So that's just one of the things that you could do. But in this video, I'm gonna mostly focus on criminal background checks. Criminal type of a background check, when it comes to background check, is probably at the very top. That's probably the most sought after record pretty much in any type of background checking. So let's see if you could do something like that using free resources in the state of Indiana. So let's hover over other records and select inmate search. And once you're here, you'll notice we covered the most populous counties, and what you'll see here is you'll have jail records. Not all of them, but some of them will. And so if how is a criminal record created? A criminal record is created when a person gets arrested. They will get charged, they will get booked, taken to a prison. Sometimes they'll post bail and be released. Sometimes they'll just be released. Sometimes they'll stay in jail until they see a judge. So you have an opportunity to use some of these databases to actually figure out if somebody has an arrest record. So as an example here, it's quite extensive. There's no mugshot. Some places will show you a mugshot, but at least you have identifying information, charges, bond information, things like that, dates of arrest. So you can research the arrest information, and then what happens after the arrest is they have to go see a judge. So anybody that gets arrested and charged with something will eventually have to go see a judge. And so I'm going to go ahead and hover over other records and select court records here. And you have quite a few different courts that deal with different cases within the state of Indiana. So anything from the Supreme Court to the probate court. Typically, when it comes to criminal acts, you're going to be looking at circuit court, superior court, and maybe smaller level crimes, city and town courts. Now you have two statewide systems within Indiana that you can utilize to research court records. So if somebody gets arrested, they're going to have to go see a judge. Once that happens, it creates a court document. Court documents are considered public records unless it's a sensitive case. So you have two systems that you can utilize here. and they are free. So as an example, I will let's search by name. I'm just gonna type in just a random. Maybe I should have filtered that a little bit more. But you have two systems, so this one is going. It might take a little bit of time because I just put such a general last name in there. There's probably quite a few cases. You have two of them. So this is my case, and you can search by name, or if you have a case number, you can do that too. And as you can see, you have quite a few courts that participate in this system. And then you can just limit the search to just criminal information. So if you didn't want to look at civil records, family probate, things like that, you could just say, I just want the criminal information. So even though sometimes civil and criminal could be tied, it just depends on it in certain situations, but not always. So you have an opportunity to just research the criminal information. And then as you can see here at this first location here, it looks like I exceeded the limit to too many results. See, I should have filtered that down. So if I hit the subscribe now, and what the options you have are pretty much you can do six searches for free using this system. So it's created for the public to use. If you're doing, if you got a larger volume of searches you got to do, obviously there's some fees associated with that. But I'm just here to show you all the free resources you have available to you. So let's say they finally see a judge. Now they're either not guilty or guilty, and if they're guilty, maybe they'll be asked to pay a fine, or maybe they will have to serve time. So if they're serving more than 12 months, they're going to be in the prison. So that would be the Department of Corrections in Indiana. If it's under 12 months, maybe a few weeks, a few months, it's going to be at the jail system. And so you would have to request those records at the local sheriff's department. Now, for more serious crimes, that would be the prison system. And again, this database is free, and I'm just going to try something here. There's quite a few databases. Again, I should have filtered this a little bit. So I'm just going to try a random person here. You have your identifying personal information, date of birth, things like that. You have your sentence information here. And actually, this will show you if the person has been in and out of the correctional system. It will actually show you the multiple times this has happened. Like, for instance, we got one date here, and then we got another date here. So these are separate times that the person has been in and out of the system here for different crimes. So this is a very detailed database, and again, you can use it for free. So, like from start, we can research arrest records. We can research court information, we can look at sentencing information, and we can even look at information when they're serving their time. So there's quite a few resources you have available to you that you can utilize for free when it comes to background checks. Anything from checking on a contractor to a doctor to checking someone's, if somebody has been sued, if someone is in prisons. You have so many different databases. Don't forget to also check, let me see here. Don't forget to also check, obviously, the sex offender registry, things like that. These are important databases to check when it comes to background checks. And with that said, one more option you have available to you, this is the name search on top. And what this does is it pulls records. It's a private database. It is paid. But I'm going to mention it to you. It could be a great resource. It has public records, court records, property records, criminal information, arrest information, financial records, things like that. It also has some private databases, things like cell phone records, previous addresses, quite a few other items. And what it does is it doesn't just pull records within the state of Indiana. It goes outside the state too. So it gives you more of like a nationwide look into someone's past. And it's they compile everything into a single search system, so it's an almost instantaneous. and it just saves you a lot of time, and all the databases that are in there is just incredible how you can do it so quick. One of the reasons why it's nice that it looks at other states is, let's say somebody has a criminal record, let's say in Illinois or in Minnesota, and they're living in Indiana now. If you're just looking at the local county and state records in Indiana, you're not necessarily going to see what happened in like Illinois or Minnesota. So it's a great tool to kind of cover more information in different locations and different databases, and it's almost instantaneous. So it's a great tool to add to your arsenal when it comes to doing background research. So with that said, visit indianapublicrecords.org and get started on your free background check in the state of Indiana. Thank you.